Today, we shall see a particular song that Bhagwan insisted upon singing by the devotees, because this song was composed by Parmacharya of Kanchi. This song was very, very dear to the heart of Bhagwan. The song is expressive of the universal love and unity and brotherhood. It was composed by a great, great, great being, Shri Parmacharya, and every letter of every word of every line of this song is powered by this great Mahatma. Bhagwan was so fond of this song, he would have it sung by people, sometimes as many as 50 to 60 times. We have done it. He would ask us to repeat again and again and again. He gave me to understand that every time we sing the song, Maitreem Bhajata, I think there will be only few people who are not aware, who have not heard the song. A very popular song, now being sung everywhere. But the time when Bhagwan asked us to start singing, it was not so popular. It was being sung only in few places. Now it has become very famous, thanks to Shri Parmacharya and Yogi Ramsuratkumar. It is spreading the blessings of the great Mahatmas everywhere. Now out of this lyrics, a particular sentence is what we are going to see today. Why Bhagwan felt the need for the song to be repeated several times. At one point we were singing it like japa. This was composed by Parmacharya, and they say it was Vasant Desai who set the tune to the song in the ragas of Yaman Kalyani and Kapi, and sung by Srimati M.S. Subbulakshmi in 1966 in the United Nations in New York. It burst on the humanity with a great, like a volcano. It came upon the humanity with a huge energy. Each line spreads such powerful blessings of Parmacharya and Yogi Ramsuratkumar. Now today we shall see this particular line, Damyata Dhatta Dayadvam Janata. There is a story behind it, a Upanishad story, very popular again, which conveys a message clearly. The meaning in English, the straight meaning in English is, ye peoples of the world, restrain yourselves, give, be kind. This is what we read every day here, 2 times. In the morning, darshan, also in the evening. Ye peoples of the world, restrain yourselves. Give, be kind. Now, how did this line come out of Shri Parmacharya? The story behind it, let's go back to the Upanishadic time. Brahma, Lord Brahma, had created the varieties. From the one had come the many. There were Devas, Manushyas, and Asuras. The Devas were equipped with beauty, youth, wealth, and excellent knowledge of fine arts. But because of this beauty, wealth, and the youth, because there was no growing old, no aging for them, they indulged in sensuousness, activities, and they forgot Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of God. And the Asuras, their characteristics is Kama, Krodha, and sleep, passion, anger, and sleep predominantly. And they were indulging in terrorizing people, in cruelties to the Devas and the men, the humans. It's all indulgence, overdoing the predominant characteristics alone, not knowing the higher truths of life. And men, the humans, for their part, were very selfish and very miserly. They kept everything for themselves and refused to part with it. They would not share anything with anybody. Utter selfishness. Brahmadev saw all this, and he began to feel very bad because the dharma was not being established. The dharma was not being observed by the different classes of creation. And the knowledge of God was being forgotten. People did not go in search of God, did not do any tapas. There was more indulgence in cruelty, passion, selfish activities. Then he felt the need to correct. And so he called them all, the Devas, the Asuras, and the humans. You see, because of this, the humans were not conducting yajnas, and even if they were conducting yajnas, they were not offering what was due to the Devas. So that in turn made Devas slack in their duties. Instead of protecting the world with their blessings, they began to indulge in sensual activity. So it was all very interlinked. So when Brahmadev called them, he said, "You want to know God? God also meant power. And power, who doesn't like power? The Devas wanted power, the Asuras wanted power, the humans wanted power. Brahmadev asked them, you want power? You want to know God? All right, I can give you the knowledge of God, but you have to do one thing. You observe celibacy." He sent all the three. It was very important that celibacy is practiced. This tapas is necessary for the ultimate knowledge of God. What does it mean? Giving up every other wish, every other passion, and clinging to the passion for God. Andal sings in one of her poems to Mahavishnu, "We shall be your slaves in every birth, always, always, always. We shall be only your slaves, doing only your service. But then God, you have to do one thing. Maitreem Kamangal Matrelor Embava. You have to uproot all other passions from our mind. You have to sublimate them. Those wishes, passions have to be sublimated." This was her begging to Lord Krishna. So Brahmadev said, for the knowledge of God, you have to observe tapas, which means you have to give up your every other passion. So go and practice celibacy. Practicing celibacy is purification. Because generally we have this idea, the identity with the body. I am this body. I'm a woman. I'm a man. I'm so and so. And the biodata. And all our relatives, they are related to the body. My father, mother, they gave birth to this body. My sisters, brothers, they are related to this body. All my relatives, friends, attached to this identity. So you see, the whole identification is based upon the body. And passion is related to the body. It accentuates the senses of the body. And that's why celibacy is always recommended for purification, fasting, and celibacy. So God said, Brahmadev, the creator, said, you people observe celibacy. I think he prescribed some 32 years or something. And if you want clarity, wisdom, clarity in thinking and wisdom, and the highest knowledge, it appears only in a pure mind. Just as the water in a tank, when it is stirred, nothing could be seen under the water, but once the water becomes clear, you could see the river bed. You could see every pebble there. Like that, a purified mind will reflect A purified consciousness reflects the presence of God as He is, as pure awareness. So Brahmadev said it's very, very important. So because of this kindled, induced interest in the knowledge of God, those people, the Devas, Asuras, and the humans, were now motivated, well motivated. They observed and then they came. And then Brahmadev made one sound, the. He gave this one letter and pronounced it and said, "Do you understand now?" The Devas heard it and said they understood. And Asuras heard it and they said they understood. And the humans heard it and they also said they understood. Our level of understanding will depend upon the purity of our mind, the concentration, the determination, mainly the purity. So those people thought they had understood, and then the Devas went and thought about it, contemplated on it, and finally they arrived at a meaning. The Devas had no sense control. They indulged in all sensuous activities because of their wealth, because of their ever remaining youthful, because of their beauty, because of the availability of all that is meant for indulgence. So they understood. Now, from the newfound strength from celibacy, what it meant was the self-control, sense control, dhammam. So from the word they understood the meaning as dhammam. Dhammam means control of the self, control of the senses. Now the Asuras, they always terrorized people, they indulged in cruelties, they derived their happiness in torturing other people. In today's world, we see this, the terrorism, torture in the name of even religion, in the name of God. So the Asuras, now purified by their celibacy, they found some meaning, a higher meaning. They understood. The means daya. Daya means kindness to people. They were so cruel because their predominant characteristics, passion, anger, sleep. So those who have these qualities predominantly in them, they can find out to which variety they belong. So, since they were indulging in cruelties all the time, now they have come to understand the word means daya. Instead of torturing people, instead of heaping cruelties upon people, they should now practice daya, kindness to people. The humans, utter selfishness. Everything is for me. If not for me, it is for my people. I and mine. Selfishness. Not sharing, generously. The generosity was missing, and so the humans came to understand from the word, from the letter the, datta. Datta means dhanam, giving. You remember the line, Damyata datta dayatvam janata. Ye peoples of the world, janata means you peoples, ye peoples of the world, practice restraint, damam, control of the senses. Datta, give. Daya, dayatvam, be kind. So all the three, in their own way, according to their level of understanding, according to the level of their purity, they began to understand a meaning that was lacking in them. And they practiced. They say, when the thunder is heard, the sound is the. Predominantly, it means practice all the three, not just one. Everyone must practice sense control, dhammam, and dattam, dhanam. Dhanam is giving, not keeping everything to themselves and to their people, but free distribution to all those who are immediately present. Dayatvam, be kind to fellow beings. Do whatever you can. You don't have to go out of the way to be kind to people, but whatever is necessary, whatever is possible for you, that you have to do. So it is not just one thing, dhammam alone, or dattam alone, or dayatvam alone. It is all the three at once. If we practice all the three, sense control, giving, sharing, and kindness to people, then we would be elevated to the level of purification where we would understand with clarity what wisdom is, what God is. That is why Parmacharya composed this song, that whatever is lacking in today's world, the universal brotherhood, which is possible only if these three are practiced. He says, cultivate love, Maitreem Bhajata, Akhila Hrujetri. Love has to be cultivated because none of us have true love. Our love is based upon expectations. What can this person do for me if I do this? What can he do for me? It is based upon your expectation. You just keep on giving something to somebody. After some time you feel that they are indifferent. You withdraw the love. The love, the true love cannot be withdrawn. It's not based upon any cost. It's costless love. So he says you have to cultivate it. Practice, because love is a divine quality, a divine virtue. What we people have usually is attachment, and this attachment is something else. It is based upon the body. Love is of the heart. The true love is of the true heart, and we have to cultivate it. A selfless, unselfish love based upon the knowledge of God. The husband loves the wife, not because she's the wife, but because she's the self. The wife loves the husband, not because he's the husband, because he's the self. Now, to develop that kind of love, we have to cultivate this divine virtue with the Dhammam, Dattam and Dayatvam. Ye peoples of the world, restrain yourselves. Give. Be kind. This is what Parmacharya said. This was the message given to the entire humanity from the United Nations platform. And the priceless value of this, the blessing the song contains, was felt by Bhagwan, and he began to start. He said, right from the time the ashram began, this became the primary song of the ashram. So many times we had to repeat it, we had to sing it in Sanskrit, and then we had to take the Tamil translation from Shira Ganapatiji, and then we had to do it in English also. And how many times? As many times as Bhagwan wanted, as Bhagwan thought was necessary for us. And every sentence of this lyric spreads, wherever it is sung, it spreads the huge blessings of the two Mahatmas and promotes the universal love, peace, service and brotherhood.